Today is St Patrick's Day.
It certainly is. Can you say that in your best Irish accent?
I tell you what, I can't do an Irish accent.
Yes, you can.
I tell you what, today is St Patrick's Day.
See, well done. Now, I'm not wearing green, but I am very much in the spirit. St Patrick's Day was a day, it originally began as a religious feast
Yes.
In the 17th century in remembrance of St Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland. But it's now evolved into a variety of festivals that are celebrated all over the world. I know there's not a single Irish pub in Australia that's not absolutely busting at the seams with green today. And a man who can't resist celebrating on his National Heritage Day is someone I absolutely know and love, Micheál O'Quinn. How are you?
Hello. You're like the imagine Bannock in a fail of order. Patrick's Day.
Camellia Fulcher.
Good man.
Is that 100,000 welcomes?
That means 100,000 welcomes. Yeah, kids me the heart.
Now, Micheál, I've known you for quite a while, and you're very active in the Gaelic community in Australia. Can you tell us a little bit about how sort of important the Irish culture is to Australia?
Well, I think, you know, during the early settlement of Australia, like a lot of the people who were transported here and who migrated here as free settlers were Irish, and many of them spoke only Irish. So a lot of the founding fathers, and maybe particularly the founding mothers of modern Australia, European settled Australia, were Irish. So, you know, they brought with them the culture, and I see lots of aspects of Australian culture, maybe the larrikinism, the tall poppy thing, the reluctance, the irreverent attitude to authority, obviously Australian rules football. There are so many aspects of Australian culture that I can really see the links back to Ireland.
And in terms of celebrating the day, what does St Patrick's Day mean to people back in Ireland and here?
Well, I guess it's a big celebration. St Patrick was the guy who brought Christianity to Ireland, which is a big deal back in the 300s, the 400s. So, I mean, it's a long time ago. So St Patrick grew up in Roman Britain. He was grew up in a noble family there. He was brought to Ireland as a slave, actually, by Irish pirates. So and sold into slavery in Ireland, where he had to go and tend sheep on a mountainside for many years, until he had this vision of escape, and he had this vision of this ship at sea, and he kind of made his way to the course and escaped back to Britain, back to his family. He got lost on the way, ended up in France, and you know, it was a big voyage, but he made his way back. But no sooner did he get back there than he had the second dream, the second vision of returning to Ireland, which is a bit crazy, seeing as he had been there as a slave and forced to tend sheep. But anyway, that's what he did. He had the second vision to become a bishop and to return to Ireland as a missionary and to spread Christianity. So that's what he did. He came back to Ireland, built monasteries, climbed mountains, converted people, you know.
Spread the holy word.
Yeah.
Hey, Micheál, I've just got an email from one of our listeners that asked, was it St Patrick who got rid of the snakes out of Ireland?
Well, that's the legend. So Ireland doesn't have any snakes, whereas most of Europe and Britain, they've got some grass snakes. Nothing as fabulous as we have here in Australia. Yeah, so there are no snakes in Ireland. So the legend has it that St Patrick sent them away from the country.
Right.
Now, tell us a little bit about how you Irish folk really celebrate, because I know how Aussies like to get in on a good day, and if there's green beer involved, all the better. But how are some of the traditional ways Irish folk celebrate St Patrick's Day?
Well, you have to remember St Patrick's Day fell in the middle of Lent, historically. So Lent is this period before Easter where, you know, in the Bible, originally Jesus went into the desert for 40 days and for 40 nights and fasted, and so
sounds terrible.
It sounds terrible. Yeah. So in Ireland, as kids, for 40 days or whatever, we would give up sweets, and the adults would give up alcohol, and, you know, it was
sounds terrible.
Kind of terrible. But on St Patrick's Day, all bets were off. So you could have all your sweets and, you know, drink and do all of that. So it really became a day of celebration in the middle of, and of excess, in the middle of this period that did sound terrible. So So yeah, so that was it. So I suppose that's another tradition of St. Patrick's Day is the Irish pub. Along with the parades, along with drowning the shamrock, as we say, in beer. So yeah, that's a part of St. Patrick's Day celebrations today.
Yeah,
for sure.
So Micheál, is it a religious celebration or is it an excuse for a drink?
It used to be a religious celebration. Even when I was a child, Ireland was quite a religious country, and less so today.
Okay.
It's very much a celebration of Irish culture. It's similar to Australia Day.
Yeah.
That it's a celebration of Irish culture, a celebration of who we are as a people across the world. The diaspora, the Irish who've immigrated all over the world are part of that too, and their descendants. And anyone who wants to be Irish for the day, anyone who, no matter where they're from, can be Irish for the day. And that's a very big part of St. Patrick's Day as well.
I tell you what, there's a lot of Australians who are going to be Irish for the day today. We love that sort of stuff. Now, your name in Gaelic is Micheál, which is which is Michael, isn't it?
Yeah, well, actually, Micheál is an older version of the name than Michael. Like in the time of St. Patrick, he was in Roman Britain, and English hadn't even arrived on the planet at that point, so there was no England. You don't hear of Roman England. So yeah, he would have probably brought the name Micheál. It was a biblical name originally, a Hebrew name. He would have brought it to Ireland, I expect. And so I tell people, when they tell me Micheál is really Michael, I tell them, well, actually it's the other way around.
There you go. So I'll tell everyone that I actually have a son called Micheál then.
There you go.
Because I have a son, Michael. Now, when did you land in Australia? As a kid?
10 years ago.
Only 10 years ago?
Only 10 years ago, yeah.
Okay. The beautiful thing about listening to people of Irish descent is even children, when they come to Australia, they rarely lose that accent or never lose that accent. Yeah, and I could listen to Irish people talk all day, and I don't care what you say.
Wonderful. We don't either. You might notice.
Oh, Micheál, it's always a delight. Thank you so much. Are you going to be celebrating today, having some green beer somewhere?
I certainly am, yes.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a good one.
All right. Take care.
Lovely to talk to you. There we go.